Good morning, it's Wayne Yo at the Complaint Test saying how you doing, and good morning. And what are we talking about today? Our topic is aging from 60 to 70. Oi, that was a good one. Yeah. Okay, I'm a septuagenarian. I went to 70, so I was there in there 70. So I was at 60, so let's sit there and think about what it was like. Let me recall what it was like from 60 to 70. Ah, yes. The time where I was looking at work and thinking about getting out of this business and forgetting it. All right. And at the same time, thinking about how many beans do I have to carry me through the winter? And what was going on with my body. So, an awful lot starts to happen in your 60s when you age through the 60s, because that's where you start to come up with reality. This is reality. This is who I am. This is where I am. This is what I do. This is where I live. This is all this, and it's hitting me in the face. Yes, you are confronted with reality when you are in your 60s, because you have made what you have arrived at. It took you a long time to do that, and here you are. So this is what you're going to have. If you sit there in your 60s and you look at it, you're going to say, that's it, pretty much. Unless you got enough bucks to sit there and pick yourself up and move yourself to another part of the world or something thereof, this is what you got, because this is what you made. So, you like it? That's the first thing. The first thing is coming to grips with that, and then trying to resolve it during that period of time, so that when you do hit your septuagenarian age, you can be at peace. So, the mind is going through a lot, because you're dealing with who you are, and you're realizing that this is who you are, and you put yourself there. And at the same time, you're thinking about how you're going to stop working, if you can. And you've also got an awful lot of relationships that you're working with in your 60s, and that's when people in your life start to kick the bucket. Yes. The previous generation, usually when you're around 60, they're going to start kicking the bucket, because they're going to be around 80, and 84 or 5 is the average, the life expectancy maximum that we're dealing with. If you make it to 70, the chances are you'll make it to 84. So they made it to 70, they make it to 84, they kick the bucket, and you're dealing with estates and every other thing as they go one at a time or in multiples. It happens. It's a mind weight, along with the other things going on. So you can try then you deal with that, you get it over with, and the next thing your mind is dealing with is you're going to be retired, more than likely, in your 60s, right? And then it's, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I'm retired. It's learning a whole new life. Yep, the 60s. So the 60s is you're confronted with who you are, what you got, and this is it, and you did it. And boom, you can go and grab a whole new life in retirement and transition from one to the other. Transition from all your productive years in the early to your peaceful, relaxing years in your 70s. Aging process. Now, body-wise, if you're going to start coming up with troubles, it's going to probably be in the 60s. If you already haven't dealt with cholesterol, blood pressure meds, and those basic old man pain pills or old man pills, then you're lucky, because you might have to start finding out that there's some things going on with you in your 60s that you're going to be dealing with. The body plays tricks on you. Also, in your 60s, the body likes to degrade. Everything degrades. Your muscle tissue degrades. Your mind degrades. Or the brain degrades. Your oxygen supply degrades. You name it. So, you consider your 60s to be a time when you get in there and work, exercise, just to keep what you got. If you go out there to exercise to keep what you got, you'll keep it, and you'll still gain some, but what will happen is you'll set yourself up for the 70s, if you're learning in your 60s, to be active, and that'll carry you on through your 70s. And it's a lot better being 70-something years old, a septuagenarian, and being active as opposed to not being able to move. Your 60s are going to decide how your 70s will be in regards to activity and movement for your body. All right. So we got your mind's going crazy because you've got the life you lived, the realization of here you are, and anticipation for the new life you're going to live as you are retired. Not only that, there are the mental issues regarding other relationships that might be, usually by now you're stuck and you're realizing that and you're trying to arrive at a peaceful destination with all people concerned, regardless of their feelings, all right, or whatever grudges they have. That's another mind pile. And then, of course, if you're going through a lot of estates and inheritances, it's difficult because what that means is you're not only dealing with the passing of a loved one, you got to deal with the garbage and maybe, what they leave and maybe siblings. It's hard. And that's mentally. A lot going on mentally. Physically, it is the slight wearing away and destruction of your body that you have to stop. It's a natural process for your body to start breaking down in your 60s. Even before that, you start getting old bodily-wise and physically, physiology-wise. Oh, when you're in your 30s, I think, isn't it? In your peak, somewhere in your 20s. So but by the time you get to 60, it takes on an exponential curve and getting worse. So it goes, wow. So you got to do something about that physically. Build the habits that will keep you moving in your 70s, moving in the 70s. 60s. I'm not going to get into the aspects of your estate, your holdings, your money, and what you're going to do when you retire and how you can retire based on how much cash you got left around. We're just going to leave it at where we're at now with the mind and the body. And then the retirement. So that is aging in your 60s in a nutshell or in just a couple of 3-4 minutes. And we'll be back later on with the 70s to the 80s. Okay, I'll see you now then, and you have a great day. Bye now.